You know, in like the beauty guru videos when they like finish their makeup and they like do the slow motion thing. I'm just gonna do that with my menstrual cup.
And I won't be the nice guy running alongside you. Apologize to make it all right. Seal it up, throw it out the window now.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today we have an exciting video because it's my very first period related video. And if you like topics like this and you want to see more, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep making them, and never forget to subscribe because I upload every week on all things women's health, fitness, and fun and lifestyle and beauty, okay? Just women, you know? Today's video is all about menstrual cups. And if you don't know what a menstrual cup is, it is just an alternative to pads and tampons. It goes the same place your tampon goes and it catches all of your period blood. I first heard about menstrual cups when I was learning about my hormone-free birth control, the Daisy, which I made a whole YouTube video on that, and I'll link it down below, and I'll link it right here so you can check it out if you haven't yet, because it seriously has changed my life. When I was opening myself up to the world of alternative women's health and feminine hygiene products and all this stuff, I came across some videos and information on menstrual cups. And after learning about all the benefits of them, and how much better they can be for your body and so many other things than other period products, I decided to give them a try, and I'm so glad I did because I'm never gonna go back. So then I bought one. There's a bunch of different companies that make menstrual cups. I'm sure maybe you've heard of the Diva cup, which is like the most common one. They sell it in Walmart and Target, but my cup is called the Ruby cup, and I picked this company because they do a buy one give one situation. So for every Ruby cup bought, they will give one to a girl in a developing country who doesn't have access to period products. And I guess when they're on their periods and they don't have any period products, they can't go to school and they fall behind, and it just really greatly affects their life. So if they have something as simple as this, it can really change their life. So I thought if I'm gonna be buying a menstrual cup, I might as well go with a company that gives back. It came in this little bag, Ruby cup, and they come in a bunch of different colors. I picked blue. It's kind of fun. It's silly, I think it's so cute. So I first want to go over all the benefits I learned about menstrual cups and why I love them so much and why I'm not going to go back to using tampons. The first one is the menstrual cups last up to 10 years, and they range from about $20 to $40. Mine was like 30 something. But because they last up to 10 years and you buy one for $20 to $40, you are going to be saving all that money. And I read that on average women spend about $120 a year on period products, buying them every month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, you could be buying cute clothes with $120. You could buy fun food. Like, why are you buying cotton tampons and pads? What's the point? It's a no-brainer, you know? Another thing is that tampons and pads are so wasteful, because think of all the girls and women in the world that use period products like that every month, and then you just throw them away and they get sent to these landfills, and it's just unnecessary. We don't need that waste. So it helps out the earth. And also, if you've ever been in a situation where you're like, I don't know, at a boy's house or something, or you're nervous and you have to change your tampon but you can't flush it, which I know in most places you can flush them, but some places have old pipes, like, you know, in the public restrooms where it says like don't flush feminine products or whatever, so then you have to put it in the trash can and you run the risk of people seeing it right there, you know? But with this, nobody gonna be seeing anything. Another super awesome benefit is that you can leave the menstrual cup in for up to 12 hours, okay? Tampons, it's like 4 to 6 or something like that, 6 to 8. Anyways, like 6 hours. So you have double the amount of time that you don't have to waste dealing with your period, okay? You wake up in the morning, you put it in, you go about your day, you come home at night after work or whatever, and then you take it out, clean it, put it back in. It's just like you don't even have a period anymore. Like, I think your period time of focus on your period is like cut in half. Now, another thing that's happened to me when I was using tampons that really scared me, and I know this has happened to other girls out there, so don't lie about it. Leave a comment down below if this has happened to you so I don't feel weird. But I had put my first tampon in, and then it was time to change it, or I don't even know what happened because I thought I had taken it out. Turns out I hadn't taken it out. Put a second one in there. that cannot be good for your body, and toxic shock. So when I realized, I was like panicked, like, am I going to die? Am I going to lose a leg? Like, that's so scary. And I feel like it's so easy to do, and like, I don't know. So if you have one menstrual cup, you don't really have that risk, because it's either here, it's either in your hand, or it's not. And then you think, if it's not here, it's probably there. So now, I know that a lot of people, when they hear about menstrual cups, just think they're kind of gross or whatever, but honestly, after using a menstrual cup, I think the tampons and pads are more gross, okay? I mean, they're not that gross, but I think they're grosser than this. I don't know. I don't think we should be ashamed of our periods. I think it's awesome to have a period. I'm so proud to be a woman, and it's like my freaking superpower, okay? My body can create life, and my period is just a reminder of that, of how awesome I am. So you should look at it the same way too, okay? Now, when you first get a menstrual cup, there is a learning curve to using it, but I'm gonna brag for a second, because the first month I used this, I got it down. It was so easy. Just kidding, it wasn't so easy, but I didn't have any leaks or anything, didn't have any issues, but I've heard there can be like 2 to 3 month span of like getting it placed right and like making sure there's no leaks. The learning curve is worth it. So there's a bunch of different folds of ways you can fold it to put it in. I do the C fold like this. The first time I put it in, it was, it's different than a tampon. It's not the same thing. And it was a little bit like, oh, kind of weird, but I got used to it. The first time was like the weirdest one, and then now I feel like I'm already used to it. Also, I'm gonna link a video in the description box down below that goes into depth on menstrual cups and how to insert them and all the different folds and all this stuff. I watched it and it was really helpful. The video is called How to Use a Menstrual Cup, an in-depth guide by Organica. Check that out if you need extra help on learning how to use it. As far as cleaning it goes, you can clean it between every period. You just boil it on the stove for like 3 to 5 minutes. I got a separate pot just so I don't feel weird about it. And I just boil it 3 to 5 minutes before every period to clean it. And then besides that, you can use like a sanitizing wipe or just rinse it off between uses. So I asked over on my Instagram if you guys had any specific questions, because I was gonna be making this video and I wanted to help you guys out. The first one was, when in a public bathroom, how do you clean it out? Now, I actually haven't really had to deal with that yet, but because you can leave it in for 12 hours, you should just maybe take it out right before you leave the house, because then you're gonna be good for 12 hours. But worst case scenario, I would say to try and find a private bathroom that might have a private sink so you can rinse it out. The very worst case scenario, I would say I would just take it out, dump it, and then put it back in and don't do anything, and then wash your hands. It was really not that bad because of the 12-hour window. Like, I haven't had one chance where I had been stuck in public bathroom and like been wondering what to do. But so I don't think it's that big of a problem. The next question is, she says, how is it possible to not feel the cup inside or get cramps thinking about it? Honestly, you don't feel it. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't feel it at all. I work out with it. Like, I don't feel it at all. So don't worry about getting cramps. Another question was about if it's as gross as it seems. And I kind of already touched on this, but it's not gross. Like, I really don't think it's gross. I've never made a mess. It's super easy, super simple. I just feel like anything that's different, people think is gonna be weird and voodoo and gross, but it's not. It's really not gross. Now, there are tons of different shapes and sizes and like softness to the different menstrual cups. I watched a girl's video, her name's Precious Star Pads, something like that. I'll link her video in the description box down below, but she has a whole video on like picking your first menstrual cup. That was really helpful to me. That's kind of how I chose what size to get. And then also, like, you can cut the stem down if you have a shorter cervix, longer cervix, you know, because there's a bunch of different types of bodies. So, but that's no problem because there's so many different kinds of cups. So if you want to get one, I would recommend watching her video and kind of trying the things out that she suggests and picking your size. But I highly recommend Ruby Cup because of the whole give back thing. And also, I bought this with my own money, so none of this is sponsored. I just love it. Okay guys, that's it for my video today. If you have any other questions about menstrual cup or anything, leave them in the comments down below. Also, if you have any requests of videos you'd like to see next, leave them down there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.